This video will give you a checklist of things you need to do after you move into your new home. Some of the items on this list are extremely important. I know that you're anxious to unpack those boxes and start organizing your home, but some of the items I'll talk about below are necessary to protect you and your family, and they need to be done as soon as possible. So here's a short list of things to do before you unpack all those boxes and start arranging all those rooms. Remember, if you're organized, you can get these things done efficiently, and this list will simplify the move-in process for you. By the way, if this is your first time seeing me, you'll want to hit the subscribe button below and ring that little bell to stay up to date on the latest real estate tips and trends. In today's video, I'm going to give you a simple checklist of items you need to complete after you move into your new home. I've personally guided more than 400 people through the home buying process, and I've closed on multiple homes for myself, so you can trust that I won't leave out anything of significance. My goal is to help you avoid the common mistakes I often see people make when buying a home. So let's get started. Number one, change your locks. This is by far the number one thing you should do. For many people, they'll spend the day going back and forth from the old house to the new one, and a lot of people choose not to even sleep in the new home on the first night because the beds or whatever it is isn't set up. Do you really want all of your belongings sitting in a house that the previous homeowner could enter at the turn of a key? Even scarier, if you choose to sleep in the house that first night, do you want the previous owners to have easy access into your home? Even if the previous owners seem like great people, you never know who they've given a key to. For your own safety and the safety of your family, please make sure this is your number one priority. As a side note, if you're buying a new construction home, you can skip this step because most builders have a system where once you use the key on the doorknobs and locks, the keys that the construction manager or the different trades use to access the home will no longer work. If you've purchased a new construction home, just make sure you insert the keys into all the exterior doors. Lock and then unlock each door using that key. Number two, set up a lockout plan. While we're on the subject of keys, you'll want to immediately set up a plan in case you accidentally lock yourself out of your new home. Once again, this is something I do immediately, especially because you don't want to accidentally lock yourself out when you have the movers or family and friends coming to help you unload the U-Haul. Most people are busy and they don't have time to stand around waiting for a locksmith to arrive. Not to mention, you may have installers like cable and or internet scheduled to arrive, or deliveries, things like refrigerators and washers and dryers. There's a good chance the installers or delivery people won't sit around and wait. And if that's the case, you may find yourself moving these bulky items into your home and installing them all by yourself. There are a few simple options. You can immediately give a key to a trusted friend or family member. You can buy yourself one of those number pad key boxes similar to the one realtors use and affix it to your house somewhere. Or worst case scenario, you could hide a key somewhere at the new home. Also, I was going to talk about the garage keypad earlier, but thought it fit here just as well. If your new home has a garage keypad, you'll want to change that code right away. You will most likely need a ladder to do this because you'll probably need to hold in a button up high on your actual garage door opener to change the code. Number three, test your smoke detectors. These days, you can usually just push a button on the detector and it will chirp loudly to let you know it's working. On older detectors, you may need to light a match, or you could just cook some bacon. If for some reason the detectors aren't working or the home doesn't have smoke detectors at all, you'll want to make this a day one priority. If you need an installer or a repairman, you'll want to schedule them in advance. I know a family that moved into their brand new home only to watch it burn to the ground on day one. They had just moved all their belongings into their home and they lost everything. To put it simply, that would suck. Number 4, find all of your water shutoff valves. Most homes have a main water shutoff valve in the basement, a crawl space, or the garage. If for some reason you had an emergency leak or a water line burst, you'll want to know exactly where to go to shut off the water in the entire home. Accidents happen during installations and when you're moving things into your new home. So make sure you know where the main water line shutoff valve is. Remember that you can also find individual shutoff valves to your sinks, toilets, and other water lines like the one to your fridge. Make sure you know where to find these and that you know how they work. Number 5, locate the circuit breaker. It's possible that as you're plugging in all of your new things that you'll trip a breaker. You'll want to know how to restore power, and you don't want to be doing this in the middle of the night. In Utah, the breaker box is usually in the basement, but for those of you who live in locations where there aren't basements, you'll usually find the breaker panel in your garage or a hallway or a closet. Remember that all the items I just listed are things you need to do on day one. You really shouldn't make an exception because, unfortunately, bad things happen even to good people like you. But if you're prepared, these unfortunate events will only be inconveniences instead of disasters or tragedies. Before I continue, can I ask a quick favor? Will you please give this video a thumbs up? I would appreciate it more than you know, and that thumbs up will help others know that this video is helpful. Thank you. Okay, moving on to number 6. Set up a security system. This is something to do at your own discretion, obviously. For me personally, I want to know immediately if someone is in my house so I can protect my family. I heard a statistic once that just having a security sign in your yard or in your window makes your house 90% less likely to be broken into. So if nothing else, buy a sign and put it in your window or yard. To take this a step further, you could install additional security features like a video ring doorbell or security cameras. I've done all 3 because my family's safety is my number 1 priority, and I also want to protect my personal belongings from thieves. Number 7, buy a safe and find an inconspicuous place to keep it. When you buy a safe, make sure it has a high fire rating. Remember that you're not just protecting your important documents and valuables from thieves. I have a large, heavy safe that bolts to the floor so it can't easily be taken. But even if you're in a tiny apartment, you should go get something, even if it's small, and find a good hiding spot. Number 8, ask friends or family members to help you unpack. Like I said in video number 1, it's great to have friends and family help you unload the U-Haul. But the real work starts when you begin the grueling process of unpacking each box and organizing your home. I strongly recommend inviting 1 or maybe 2 close friends or family members for this part of the process. Having a friend or family member in the home with you while you unpack each individual box and organize can lift a heavy burden. Hours can quickly pass when you're surrounded by loved ones in good conversation. Not only is this a great way to connect, but they could give you sound advice on where things should go, and it's always nice to have a second set of hands when you're hanging things. Number 9, add a water purification and softener system. Once again, this is not something you need to do, but it is something to consider. A water purification system could be one of the best investments you ever make for the health of yourself and your family. The water coming out of your faucet may be more polluted than you'd like to think. A water softener, on the other hand, will most likely extend the life of your shower heads, faucets, and things of that nature. You may want to see how hard the water is in the new location you're moving. Number 10, check your HVAC system. I'd have a trusted HVAC company visit your home and give your system a good tune-up. It's not fun to spend your hard-earned cash on things like this, but it will save you money on your monthly utilities and it will extend the life of your system. In the long run, it will most likely save you money. Congratulations, your house has become a home. Now, it's time to create memories. One of the best ways to do this is to throw a party. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. That's going to be a lot of work, and you're still tired from unpacking. And yes, there are probably some things that still need to be done. It's okay to just let go and leave them undone for a few more days. It's also okay to take a few days to recover from the move-in. But it's important to make your home a place where friends and family can gather and feel loved. I have friends who don't invite people over because they don't want to put in the work that it takes to throw a party. To me, this is just sad. I think that maybe they don't fully understand what a home really is or what a home really should be. I'm not going to go any deeper on this, but please don't be that person. Now, personally, I wouldn't throw a huge party. You may want to keep it more intimate so you can connect more deeply with your guest and also make it less chaotic. Well, that's it. Please, if I left anything out, help the community by commenting below. Personally, I would love to hear from you. Other than that, thanks for watching. For more great real estate and new home construction videos, please hit the subscribe button below. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Ty the Real Estate Guy. If you found this information helpful, please give me a thumbs up. And if you know someone that's preparing to move, please share this video with them. Also, if you have questions or comments, I would love to hear from you. Please type your remarks below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to ring that little bell below. It will make you feel good.